Jesse.
Jesse, good. Today we are a group of entrepreneurs, business owners, and product developers. Jesse will be having some fun as he speaks to us about how to avoid some common mistakes in starting a business, so we can move from small startups to successful and thriving organizations. The title is Everything Speaks. It's speech number 2 from the Professional Speaker series, and the objective is speaking to entertain. The time on this one is 15 to 20 minutes. Everybody, please welcome Jesse Good.
My objective today is to speak to entertain, but I'm hoping that we can learn a few things together and that really I can speak to entertrain. That you might learn a few things today, and really what's more entertaining than me standing up here flapping my lips for 20 minutes would be you guys helping me out a little bit. I will be asking some questions today. I appreciate any comments you guys can add for me. So let's start out. This is Dilbert. Anybody familiar with the comic Dilbert? His boss says our highest priority is satisfying our customers, except when it is hard or unprofitable or we're busy. So I'd like everyone to think real quick of a time recently that you purchased a product and were unhappy with what you received. I'd like to ask a couple of you to share. It could be something with the customer service. It could have something to do with the product wasn't what you thought it was. Maybe you wanted to buy it because you heard about a promotion, and then when you went to buy it, that promotion didn't apply. So I'll give you a moment to think about that, and while I do, I'll share one of my own. I recently needed some graphic design work done. So I went to where everybody goes when they need anything done, right? I went to Google. Graphic design near Provo, because I work in Provo. And I went to each of the top 5 suggestions that came up on Google. Now, graphic designers' websites tend to be very similar in that they say, hey, we want to help you out with this project. Tell us about what you'd want to do so that we can send you a quote. So I went through and I did that 5 times through 5 different businesses. How many businesses do you think got back to me? 2. He said 2. Good job. Yeah. Only 2 got back with me. So what does that say about the other 3 businesses? Now I'm going to turn to you guys. Is there anyone who might like to share briefly an experience that they had? They wanted to purchase something, didn't get what they thought. Really? Go ahead.
I spent almost $400 for a cell phone and I'm so disappointed with it.
Okay.
Not enough memory, won't do what I want, it's constantly glitching, et cetera, but there's not even a phone number to contact them on.
Really?
I have to go into the store, they will call, they will try to work on it, and nothing changes on it.
That's because when they say work on it, they just take it in the back room, turn it off, and take out the battery. I've heard. I don't know. Bart, you had one as well?
I spent $4,000 on a stem cell injection in my foot,
Okay.
and the customer service was horrible. No phone call for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I spend $40 on my dog at the vet, and I get a call the next day asking how things are going.
Big difference, right? So you can see that that happens. So what I'd like to talk about today, and we can see from these different experiences, is that everything speaks. So as you work on creating a new product, maybe you're creating a personal brand on how you sell yourself, I submit to you that everything that you do speaks. One more quick example. I'm speaking from the professional manual today, so I almost wore a suit because that would be professional, right? But I didn't wear a suit. What does that say about me? I was too lazy to change today. Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah.
What does this say to you? I was at the gas station, I took this picture. What can you tell me about this person from that picture?
Has more money than me,
Has more money than you? How do you know that?
because it's an expensive car.
It's an expensive car. What else?
Probably has a family.
Probably
because
has
it's
a
a minivan.
family. Okay, it's a van. Anything else you guys can pick out from that? Susan?
They like a clean car.
They like a clean car, they do. One thing that is interesting to me, and it's hard to see with this picture, but they have one of those visors that goes over your license plate, so when you're breaking the law, you can't be identified. Everything speaks. See how much we can tell about this person just from a picture that I took at the gas station. This is John Hench. He was one of the original Imagineers at Disney. He says, what's our success formula? It's attention to infinite detail. The little things, the little minor picky points that others just don't want to take the time, money, or effort to do. So we'll be talking a lot about the details today. Now when I say everything speaks, that is a lot of things. That's, everything, right? So to help us out, I've broken everything into 7 groups. These are your product, your price, your place, your promotion. Do these sound familiar to anybody? Anybody recognize these? These are typically the 4 elements of marketing, which is a big part. We'll be talking about your process, your point of contact, as well as your people. So let's get into this. Your product speaks. What does your product say about you? Who remembers New Coke? Anybody? Bob's been around long enough for New Coke. Rodney raised his hand. You were calling yourself old earlier. I'm just adding to it.
It's funny. I'm laughing.
Okay. Does anybody remember the fate of New Coke?
Not really good.
Yeah, it was not very good, was it? So Coke wanted to compete with Pepsi because Pepsi was cutting into their market share. So they did numbers of blind taste tests. And something like 60% of the people said that New Coke tasted better than Pepsi. So they created this new product, put it out on the market. What happened? When people could see what they were tasting, they didn't like it. Plus, what does it say about, let's call it old Coke? What does it say about old Coke to say this is new Coke? This tastes even better than that junk we used to give you before. New Coke was on the market for about 2.5 months before Coke pulled it because people weren't happy about it. This is a local bowling alley. You can see walking in, 2 of these 6 lanes aren't working. What does that say about your business? Let me pick on someone. Rodney, if you were running a business and 2 of your lanes aren't working, what do you think that says about you?
That I don't have good attention to detail, customer service. Maybe I don't have enough money to fix them.
Yeah, all kinds of things.
Maybe other stuff is going to be bad in my bowling alley, like the food or the shoes or something else.
Yeah, exactly, everything. As soon as you walk in, you will start making assumptions about things in regards to the product and other things that we'll talk about in a moment. This is the Troy-Bilt TB130. This is my lawnmower. I just gave you a couple of bad examples. Now I have to give you a great example. Here's why, in my opinion, the TB130 is a fantastic product. Because somebody invented the one-pull start. How many of you have spent your time doing this? It's fine, honey. I got it. I got it.
The choke.
I just got to prime it. Exactly. You've been through this before. And I don't know that Troy-Bilt invented this, but it's the mower that I have. We just purchased it a year ago, and it's been fantastic. It mulches. It has a little flap you can hook on, so it'll spit your grass out the side, or you can bag it. You can do whatever you want. But I love the one-pull start. And it literally does it. I've never had to pull it 2 times to start it. Great product. These guys were thinking, hey, we have this product. What can we do to make it better? Your price speaks. do you think your price can say about you as a business owner? How you price your product?
If you price it too high, there's maybe a group that it's out of their reach. If you price it too low, you're gonna miss a market because it's the, per se, Walmart quality.
Yeah,
Below.
it's a good example. And oftentimes, I think we tend to translate low price into low quality, kind of like Robert did. There's all kinds of things that speak about us. These are some bowling prices. Has anybody gone bowling recently? Yeah, Bob loves to bowl. That's how we met, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Bowling, I chose to pick on because you see pricing like this in most bowling alleys that you go to. Look, every day there are 3 or 4 price tiers. And let me tell you from experience working in a bowling alley, it sucks when people call and say, hey, I want to go bowling. And you say, okay, well, what time are you coming in? Then I can tell you how much it is because it changes 5 times a day. Also, you'll notice over here, we've got the $10.99s, the $9.99s. Here's another one. This is a local place. You can see it's the same thing. You can bowl by the hour with food. You can bowl by the hour. You can bowl Monday through Thursday. You can bowl whenever you want. Just don't expect to know how much it's going to cost. Why do we price things down by 1 cent? Any ideas there? I'm sure everyone's heard the idea behind it, right? Yeah, Raylene, can you help us out?
Supposedly your brain thinks less, but if I see $2.99, I round up to 3.
Exactly. Who would round up to 3 if you saw $2.99? Me and Raylene, Susan, Bob.
I round down to 1.
Dubious. He rounds it down to 1. So the idea of lowering your price by 1 cent, this is called psychological pricing. This came about in about 1825. And at the time, the cost of a regular newspaper was 5 cents. And so a local competitor decided that he should drop his to 4 cents, make it 1 cent less. However, at the time, due to inflation, that was like dropping the price by a couple of dollars. It made sense back then. But now the pricing is just stuck. Now we have $2.49, $3.99 for everything we want to buy. And there's no factual information in this, it's just that my opinion that everything should be evenly rounded up to the nearest dollar, like it is at the Disney store. $15, $20. When you go to the movie theater, how much do you pay? It's $8 for a ticket, you pay $8. Japan, don't they include tip, taxes, and everything in the pricing?
There's no tipping in
There's
Japan.
no tipping, but they include the tax in the price, right? Or is there no tax?
There was no tax long ago, but now they have tax and it's added on.
And it's included in the price?
Don't know about that.
Maybe not. That's
Yeah.
what I heard. I should check my facts before I start speaking. Your place, so this can be 2 things. It can be your physical location, how easy you are to access, as well as what your facility looks like. That's what we'll be focusing on. This is a friend of mine miniature golfing. What do you know about this place?
More challenging.
More challenging, right? What did you say, Robert? It's not there anymore. Probably because most of the holes look like this. What does that say about your organization? Everything speaks. You ever had to tinkle real bad, but you couldn't because the Dixie cup lids were in the way? This is a restaurant in Orem that I went into. That's what their bathroom looked like. I think that restrooms are often the lowest common denominator when it comes to a business, specifically because I have a restaurant and entertainment background. If the bathrooms look awful, then you know they don't care about much else. But someplace that puts a lot of attention into the bathrooms, that's a high quality place to go. Skip that one. This is hard to see. This mirror is just filthy. Oh my goodness. What is that? Oh, there it is. Let's go up. That didn't. Come on. Sorry about that. I messed that one up. This is a positive example. This is at a Subway. You can see where they have their trash can. They have a drain right under the trash can. How cool is that? Because when people throw away their sodas, then it all drains down into the thing. The trash can is on wheels, helps them keep a nice, clean facility. Your promotions speak as well. The type of promotion you offer can tell people about what kind of organization you have. You don't have to suborn people to purchase from your business. Did I use that the right way? Can you guys tell what's wrong with that picture?
0.25 cents,
Yeah.
0.3 cents.
Yeah, so these are written incorrectly. Apparently it's a quarter of a penny for color copies or 0.3 cents for black and white copies. Fantastic rate if you want to go make copies. Anybody like to eat at Taco Bell? I know people talk about how it's toxic. It is toxic, but I love it. This is the drive-thru at Taco Bell talking about this great promotion. You can win free stuff, get a large drink, win a $500 gift card. But let's look closer. They don't tell you where you need to text to. It's not listed anywhere on that sign. I got out and looked. I mentioned that I have some experience working in a bowling alley. And we had a promotion that we ran where if you went to the BYU game and BYU scored more than 30 points, you could come back and use your game ticket as like a buy one, get one free coupon. It was not very effective. What we found was that BYU has an inability to score more than 30 points per game. In 6 home games, they only did it twice that year. Now, on the other end of this, the next year we had a promotion that we ran where it was strictly customer service based. It was all about taking care of our customers, helping people as they came in. We gave them some special offers once they came into the facility. And here's how they measured up. For every dollar spent on the BYU promotion, we made back 13 cents. However, when we focused on something like customer service and working with our people who were already coming in and just kind of giving them free bonuses as they came in, we found that our increase was almost $9 per $1 spent. So if you do the math, that turns out to be 67 times more effective on your dollar. Okay, your process speaks. I went to Walmart to buy a bike tire for my kid. There was no tires because apparently they don't have the process figured out to keep the shelf stocked. Here's another great one. What's wrong with that process? Apparently they need to teach this guy how to clean stuff.
Where's that?
I'm not going to say. I took my family to the zoo a couple of weeks ago. This was the line that we had waiting at the zoo. This was 45 minutes after opening, and the problem here was that they only had one person at an open window selling tickets. This is the line in front of me, and it was nearly just as long behind me as well. So I can't complain. I gotta give props to somebody, and I give it to Cinemark. Anybody like to go to Cinemark, or any other movie theater for that matter? Movie theaters have been around for about 100 years, and it's only been less than 10 years that when you buy your ticket, you buy your seat with that ticket. How did it take us 90 years to figure that out? Have you ever been to the movie theater and you've seen people almost get into fights over seats because people are holding seats, especially in Utah? They like to do that. Never saw that in Wyoming. It's huge in Utah, saving seats for people. So Cinemark has a great process figured out where whether you do it online or at the location, you can reserve your seat when you purchase. Your point of contact, this is anything that is, let's say, non-human, but intended to attract people to your business. So sometimes maybe you go in to buy something and nobody is there to help you. Or this other place, see, they just tell you to do it yourself. Have you guys seen signs like this before? For the real estate investors? I can't figure out for the life of me, if this guy makes $120,000 a year, why he can't spend a few bucks on making a better sign. Does anybody want to be this guy's trainee? Of course not. All of that stuff speaks to you. I'm trying to get through this. Amazon's a great example. of a point of contact. You don't really deal with anybody. It's just a website, but everything they put on there is very customer friendly and customer centric. Your people speak. Bart shared the experience about having bad customer service, how much money you paid for that injection, and they didn't even care about you, it seems like. This was an interesting situation. Step on over here. This gentleman on the phone is the employee. He was helping this gentleman right here in the white shirt. When Mr. White Shirt had to make a phone call before the employee could finish the transaction, the employee decided that it would be most efficient to begin helping the gentleman in the black shirt as well. So he's trying to help two people at the same time. While he's helping the gentleman in the black shirt, the phone rings, which he's talking on. That's why he's kind of crouched like this. So he's trying to help three people at the same time. How many people do you think you can physically help when you're offering customer service? I'll give you a hint. You can do it on one finger. Because that's it. That's all you can really ever help. And this is just going to turn into a bad experience because everybody's waiting on everybody else. I missed the great moment here. This was at Costco. I was waiting to pick up a prescription. This nice older woman in the red shirt was looking in her cart, couldn't find her prescription. She started to cry. The Costco employee in the blue shirt came out, helped her find what she was looking for, and even gave her a hug. Now when they were hugging is when I tried to pull out my phone, but I was too slow because now she's laughing about something. But my point is you can see a clear difference there. Your people, your customer service, that all speaks. So, real quick, I just ran through 7 of those pretty quickly, and we're over time. Can you guys name any of those for me? We just talked about. If you can, that's okay.
People.
Price,
Price.
Process,
product,
point of contact, product.
promotion,
You guys are pretty good. What'd you say?
Place.
Place and
Pennsylvania? Oh, no.
we got
promotion.
one more. Promotion. Good job. You guys named those all. That's a lot of everything. So, as entrepreneurs, I encourage you to just pick one thing to work on. Look at your business. How are you doing in that one area? How is your customer service? How are your promotions? And focus on that one thing. Once you've really learned to make that thing work and make it effective, then you can start working on other things as well. Just remember that everything you do